everyone. I'm Paul Hackey. I want to welcome you to a new segment we're doing here at WCTV, where every Thursday we're going to bring some people on to talk local sports and other things. Today we have a great show planned. I'm here with Westwoods starting quarterback Robbie Carcich. Robbie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's going on, WCTV? I am Robbie Carcich. I've been a 3 year starting quarterback here at Westwood. I also play basketball and I used to play baseball.
Ah, nice. Can you describe your journey as a quarterback from when you first started playing to now?
It's funny. People always say, you've been playing quarterback your whole life. No, I have not. Growing up, I played running back and wide receiver for the local Washington Township Falcons team. I played a little bit of quarterback in 8th grade, and then freshman year, I split with our receiver right now, Aiden Carazana. And then sophomore year, the starter at the time, he got sick, and then I was plugged in to be the starter the next day, and I just took it from there.
Ah, right. What qualities do you think makes you a successful quarterback, both on the field and off?
I think it's just having fun. It's just whatever you do, because you got so much film sessions, you got so much practice time with the guys. I think it's just having fun. You're knowing that you're in for a grind. From June, that late November, early December, you're in for a grind and you got to have fun. You can't do it for 2.5 hours, 3 hours a day and, not have fun. So I think that's the most important thing, each day, grind each day, don't get me wrong, but, have fun.
Right. What's your pregame routine on game day?
A lot of guys have their superstitions. I really don't have, pregame routine. I like to take a nap pregame. I get the bagels right after school. But, other guys, I don't want to say their superstitions, but a lot of guys, they got their one thing that they go to. It doesn't really matter. For me, I just want to stay as loose as possible before games because, like I said before, just have fun.
Yeah. What's your thoughts before, like, a big game? What's your thought process?
As Coach Guy always says, the goal is to go 1-0 every week. And, you try and bring that into, no matter who you play, game 1 or, game 13. It doesn't matter who we play, we're just trying to go 1-0. We're just trying to go 1-0 every week.
Right. Can you share a memorable moment from a big game or just a moment from just any game, really?
I'd say one big moment for me is when I got plugged in as a starter as a sophomore. I was new to the varsity football scene. I played a game the week before at safety, but I got no quarterback reps, and I remember it was I think it was 4th and 7, 4th and 8. We're at Richfield Park's 20-yard line, and we call our post to Colby Lawton, and as soon as that happened, the nerves came out, and ever since then, just trying to have fun each week, and that's when I knew we had something special going on here.
Yeah. What did you learn from it?
I learned from my dad. I talk to him every day, each and every day. It's a grind, like I said, but, each and every day I'm outside talking to my dad, talking about how practice went, talking about the game plan for the week. He's my mentor. He's also my basketball coach. So, he knows how I think, and, I think it's good to have such a good relationship with him, and, how close we are, and, how comfortable we are when we talk about football. I think it definitely adds another level to my game.
That's nice. What do you do to analyze other teams' defense and make quick decisions during a play?
I think that's watching film. That's being prepared, knowing where you're going to go with the ball. That's got to be, the number one rule as a quarterback. Knowing where you got to be, knowing where a guy's got to be, and, just trust. Trust that, guys are going to be in a certain place. Like I said, you spend so much time with them in the practice and the film and on the board, that they're going to do their job come Friday night, and, you as well. So, I think it's just, try to take as much pressure off as yourself, and, just try to relax and have fun.
How do you handle high pressure situations in a game, like the last minutes of a close game or going for it on 4th down?
It goes back to that trust factor. Trust that, what the coach believes in. Trust within your teammates. You look in your huddle, you can already tell if you guys are going to get it or not here, right? You see, the guys' looks on their face, and especially being the quarterback, you got to have confidence in the guys. And I think that's the most important thing. You know, if you have confidence in yourself and you trust yourself and trust other guys, you know, you're going to be one successful team.
How do you balance your academics with being a student athlete?
You know, it's tough. I used to play 3 sports. I used to play football, basketball, and baseball. But you know, you gotta find a mix. You gotta find you know, that mix in between both. You know, it's hard. You know, being a varsity athlete, and you know, you trying to be successful, and then you got to be just as successful in the classroom. You know, it's a grind, just like football practices, school is as well. You know, you come in every day. You got to do your work, and then you got to look forward to football in the afternoon. But you know, school obviously coming first. You know, a big decision coming soon where I'm going to play next fall. So you know, we'll see. We'll just go day by day, and you know, Coach Guy says go 1-0 every week.
Where would be your top choice if you were to play football in college?
I got a lot of options right now. A couple D3s and a couple D1s are interested, but you know, that's not the goal right now. You know, the goal is to win. You know, go 1-0 every week, and you know, just to keep on winning, and you know, wherever the recruiting process takes me, it takes me.
What would be some of your other interests you'd try to study in college besides football?
I want to be in a communications major, like what you're doing right now. I would love to do that. You know, broadcast sports, be around sports. I love sports. You know, writing about sports, being a reporter. I think I'd have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, it's a real fun time.
Yeah.
What quarterback in the NFL would you say your play style is the most like?
The reason why I wear number 1 is because of Kyler Murray. You know, he's my height. He's 5'10", 5'11". You know, some guys say he's 6'4". I think he's 5'10", 5'11". But you know, I watched him at Oklahoma, and you know, just the way he plays is so much fun. You know, the way how loose he is. You know, how I like it. Like I said before, you know, how much I could tell how much fun he has. And you know, when he's in a rhythm, there's not a lot of teams that could stop him. And you know, it's fun watching him play, and I try to mark my game to be like him.
Has Coach Bobby Guy's coaching style been a major change from Dennis Hard's style?
No, I don't think so at all. I think he left, you know, right where Coach Hard left off. You know, he preaches to us, you know, go 1-0 every week. You know, have that focus, have that toughness, and you know, always bring that effort. And you know, I don't think at all. It was a very smooth transition between Coach Hard and Coach Guy. You know, each of them have their own ways of doing certain stuff, but you know, we're 5-0 right now, and you know, just trying to go 1-0 every week.
All right. In your 4 years here at Westwood, there's been some real offensive greats like Joey Giordano, Jack Dugan, and this year Joe Klein and Ian Carazana. Who would you say has been the most talented athlete you've thrown to at Westwood over the years?
You know, I can't mark one guy. That wouldn't be right for me to say. You know, I've been blessed to, you know, be around a bunch of really talented guys. You know, my sophomore year, I had Tom Linares, who was a stud. He unfortunately got hurt in a 7-on-7 in July that he couldn't play in. Jack Dugan, Colby Lawton, Yanni Constantinides was another really good stud. Silvio Piganich, he was a running back when I was a sophomore. And then now, you know, these are my guys. You know, I've been playing with them ever since, you know, freshman year. I've known them all, you know, since I was growing up with them. But, you know, we got Tommy Boos, we got David Gabordi, Joey Klein, Aiden Carazana, Steve Klein. I mean, we got studs everywhere, and, you know, you can't pick out one guy. You know, each guy does something well, and, you know, when we come together and when we're at full strength, you know, I don't know if there's a lot of teams that can beat us.
Would you say this year's offense, even without some of the names I just mentioned, is the strongest you've played on?
You know, I think it's too small of a sample size to really tell yet. You know, we're only 5 games into the year, so you know, we can't really base it off that. But you know, I like where this offense is going. Coach Surrey gives us a lot of freedom, and you know, we're just trying to go 1-0 every week.
All right. Westwood, in 5 games this year, they've put out 3 shutouts. Has defense been a driver of the team?
Absolutely. You know, whenever I'm on the bench, you know, I see the guys and how hard they play, and you know, we got Coach Lesser, we got Coach Sada, and you know, you see the trust. You know, you see how much they trust the coaches, and you know, it shows. You know, whenever I'm off the field, I always trust that the guys in red are going to do their job and, you know, get me the ball back as soon as possible.
Westwood now has gone 5-0 with a monster 164-point differential on the year. Is Westwood in the championship conversation again?
Like I said, I think it's too small of a sample size to say that. You're throwing around big words, putting in championships yet, but we're just trying to go 1-0 every week. As much as I say, and as cliche it sounds, Coach Guy preaches it every day. You just look at one opponent a week. This week it's all Ramsey, all eyes on Ramsey, and we'll go from there. Same thing with the recruiting process. It's a long, grinding process, but just take it step by step, and all things will work out.
You've mentioned the 1-0 every week mantra a couple times on this interview, and Steve Klein last week also mentioned it. Could you break it down a little bit what that really means?
So when Coach Guy says 1-0 every week, it's not, you see these things all over Twitter, all over all these websites, Westwood. But, the only thing that matters is the guys in our room, the guys that are in the grind with us every day, the guys that have been through, the blood, the sweat, the tears with us, the guys that, you're going to play with on Friday night. That's what 1-0 really means every week.
Is there something special about this year's team?
Someone asked me that last year around the same time. I don't think it's a big enough sample size. You trust the guys that they're going to do their job every Friday night. But to say that we're a special team yet, I don't think we've earned that right yet. But hopefully when I'm doing this with you in 2 or 3 months, I can say that is a special team.
Besides you, who would you say has been the MVP of the team so far?
I mean, we got so many MVPs. I don't even know if I put myself in that conversation yet. We got Luke Biello. My brother Mike Carcich has been an absolute stud on defense. Joey Klein, Aiden Carazana, Steve Klein, Tommy Boost. I mean, every guy does their respective jobs on Friday night, and it's not. Some guys aren't always on the stat books, or they're not getting the attention that they deserve. But when you're 5-0, everyone's doing something right. So.
All right. Last week, Steve Klein said that you were the leader of the team on and off the field. As QB1, what kind of leadership do you bring to the team, and how do you motivate your teammates?
I'm not really like a rah-rah type of guy. I'm not there to yell at people. But when I see guys off a little bit, you take them aside. You tell them what's right and what's wrong, and that comes with that trust factor. It's not about screaming at a guy. It's not about getting upset about a guy. It's he's got to learn. Maybe it's his first time doing it. He's got to learn, and you trust him. You look in their eye. You always say in the huddle, you do your job and be confident in yourself. And that's what I tell all the guys. Especially on my side of the ball on offense. Trust that you're going to do the job, and more importantly, be confident in yourself.
Do you have a good trust in your O-line to give you enough time to run these big plays?
Absolutely. I trust Coach O. And Coach O and Coach Guy that they prepare their guys very well for their Friday night games. With their protections, we got a lot of stuff going on offense, and for them to simplify it and for them to really teach it the right way, I think it shows on Friday night. The past 2 games, pass protection has been awesome. And that's why we've been so successful. We keep doing that. We're going to be a tough team to beat.
Maybe the O-line should go try out for the Giants. Yeah. You posted last game a strong completion percentage of 70% and have posted almost as high as an 83 completion percentage in games this season. What's been the contributor to that?
Like we were just talking about, and I think that's the O-line right there. That's an O-line stat. When I got time in the pocket, and I got guys that I could trust to throw the ball to, that completion percentage is on par with that. Guys get open, guys protect. I mean, that's just recipe for a successful pass game.
With an average of 14.6 yards per completion in the last game, every pass felt like a big play. Is this Westwood's best receiving core you've had?
I can't say that. I've been blessed to throw to a lot of really, really talented receivers. But no, this receiving core does feel a little bit different. I'm starting to really trust these guys, and it's showing off in practice. Like simple throws are turning, like hard, difficult throws are turned into simple routine throws, and I think that's with the amount of reps that we do during practice. How serious we take practice, just how the attention to detail that these guys have. I think that's showing in the 14 yards per completion. I think that's shown on a bigger scale. But it comes down to taking every rep serious in practice, and just to go back to that trust factor. You trust your guys that they're going to do their job come Friday night, and that's an example of it.
Yeah. You threw 2 touchdown passes in the last game. Could you break down the passing touchdown from right before halftime?
Yeah. So I believe this was third down. This play. I think there's 7 or 8 seconds left in the half, and I see Joey Klein, who made a miraculous catch on the drive before. I know that he had the hot hand, and I see him, and he gives me a hand. He's like, I could see him mouthing, give me a chance, give me a chance. And I see that, and I threw a good ball to his back left shoulder. It's there on the screen right now. We're calling the protection, Ricky. I take my 3-step drop. The first read is Luke Booth, he's not there, and then like I said, I go back to him, make some room, and then I see Joe Klein where give him a ball where it's either him or no one else, and he makes one of those catches where it's like, oh my God, like that really just happened. So for the guys that go through the grind every day, Joey Klein's a stud, and we're not surprised by that play, but for the rest of the crowd, I think it's a little bit of a shock, but Joey Klein, and we got so many guys that make those plays each and every day. We continue to give the ball to those guys and let them do their thing. I think we're going to be a tough out.
Yeah. Last game rushing, you carried the ball 9 times for 32 yards and scored a rushing touchdown. And this season, you've had 40 carries for 337 yards with 1 rushing touchdown a game. How do you balance being a rusher and a passer?
Whenever there is a run play, I trust Coach Surrey, and the old line, and the fact that they've schemed it up well, and wherever I'm going, I know I got to run hard, make a couple guys miss, but it's not about me when it's about the run game. I'm just trying to get a first down, score a touchdown. I don't really ask for the ball a lot. I mean, I do get every play, but I don't really ask for the ball a lot in that sense, and I'm just trying to we're just trying to go 1-0 every week. Give those guys, the ball and space, and sometimes it happens to be me, and when it is, I'm just running 110%, making guys miss, trying to score a touchdown. So
yeah, do you have design run plays?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if that's too much of a tease, but absolutely. Some of these plays are out of scramble. We call it scramble drill, where it's the play breaks down, and I see a hole and I hit it, but. No, we definitely do have some design QB runs, and it's exciting. When I call it in the huddle, it brings a grin to my face. Just trying to make a couple guys miss and score a touchdown. So.
And then on passing plays, what makes you decide to finally just go out and just scramble?
I got my 2 or 3 reads each passing play, and teams have to do a lot to do that. Usually our protection's very well. And guys are getting open, but I'm passing on those passing plays. My design, I'm taught to never just take off and run. I'm always looking for my playmakers to get open down the field, and when that happens, when the play breaks down, just make a couple guys miss, and just trying to move the ball down the field. So.
Does your running threat open up the offense at all by maybe pulling defenders from the other team?
Absolutely. We have that. We have these, we got studs at running back, Aiden Dugan, right. Steve Klein, and Eli Tavares. I mean, when you got 3 dudes running the ball, I mean, they got to respect the run game first, and when that happens, that's when we go right to the passing game, and establishing that run game is huge. It's pivotal to our success, and I think that's why we've been so successful this year.
Yeah. You've had an outstanding season so far, completing 74% of your passes for 738 yards and 10 touchdowns with no interceptions. What factors have contributed to your top accuracy and decision making this season?
Like I said before, I think it goes back to that trust factor. It's just and you got to have some fun along with it. No one can tell you that they take this game seriously. All 150 plays, you got to have some fun with it. That comes with being tough. Being a leader, and when you mesh all those things out, having that experience is huge. Being the 3-year starter that I am. I've been the young guy, and now I'm the older guy, but it's just about gaining that trust with guys, and that's what it shows on Friday night. When we grind it out during the week, we're not skipping reps. Everyone's practicing hard. We got the scout team going. That's why we won on Fridays. It's not by mistake that we're 5-0.
Yeah. What's been your secret to preventing interceptions?
I don't really have a secret to preventing interceptions, but like I said, when Coach Surrey calls or Coach Guy, when they call a pass play, I'm confident in guys are going to get open, and like you said before, when the reads aren't there, you got to make a play. That's for me, that's scrambling. That's going downhill, that's making a couple guys miss, and that's why I think the interception rate has been so low. It's just you trust your guys to a point, but when the play breaks down, you got to make a play yourself. So.
Yeah. On the season, you've averaged 16 yards per pass attempt, per completion, and you've generating, of course, big plays. Can you describe your strategy for stretching the field and connecting on those big throws?
So yeah, we got guys that want to run your face over, and Aiden Dugan and Steve Klein, and we got guys like myself, like me, and Aiden Carzani, that are going to spread you out, or more jet sweeps, outside zone type of guys. So I think teams, they have to respect that fact, and you got to cover the whole field. Coach Surrey always stresses that. You got to cover us the full field to beat us, and it's difficult. When we got guys running that hard, and no one's really selfish about the fact that, why is he getting the ball? Why am I not getting the ball? There's none of that on our team. And I think that's another factor why we've been so successful this year. It's not about me, it's about us, and hopefully that keeps on going.
Scoring 15 combined touchdowns, passing and rushing in just 5 games has been very impressive. Can you share some insight into your ability to drive down the field so efficiently?
It's not just me. You're making it seem like it's all me. It's not. I promise you that. It's a process. It's Coach Surrey, putting in new plays on Monday. It's Coach Guy, and Coach O'Meara, touching it up with the linemen. It's me getting those routes down with the receivers on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it always goes back to that trust factor. Trust that those guys are going to make plays on Friday, and we keep doing what we're doing. I think we'll be all right.
Last week we had running back Steve Klein on, and he gave some words about what it's like to have a brother on the same team. What are your thoughts on having your brother Mike Carcich on the team? It came to a realization a couple weeks ago. I was talking about this with my dad. This will be the last year of sports that I play with my brother. It's pretty sad, to say. I've been playing with him all my life, ever since I felt like I picked up a basketball, because that was the first sport I played. But yeah, man, it's hard to take it all in. I felt like at one point I was going to be with him forever. In a couple of months, we've been with each other forever, and a couple of months we're going to be on our own, and just try to soak in all these last couple games and last couple weeks. Just try not to take anything for granted over these next couple weeks, because in about a year, it's not going to be the same. And that's the same thing with all these guys. Not just my brother. Obviously, my brother a little bit more. It means a little bit more. But all these guys. The fact that whether we win the whole thing or lose the whole thing in about 3 months, it's all going to be over. So just trying to soak in and take in every day for what it's worth. I think that's a key motto for us. Yeah. Are you excited for basketball season to start up?
Yeah. Coach Guy's going to get upset by this, and my dad's going to like this. But yeah, I'm very excited for my basketball team this year. We got a lot coming back. One of my best friends, AJ Patelli, is back from back surgery. It's good to have him back. We got a bunch of new guys coming up and trying to contribute for us. But the main goal right now is to go 1-0 every week. We'll think about basketball in November.
Yeah. So next year, you and other major pieces of the team are going to be gone. How does that affect the team's dynamic this season?
We're not really thinking about that right now. We're thinking about what we're going to do this year. I'm sure Coach Guy and all the coaches are going to have a good plan for next year, but we're not worried about that right now. We're just trying to win every week, and like I said before, just trying to soak in the last couple of games we got with each other.
Does Westwood have people waiting in the wings to fill in the gaps next year?
Absolutely. There's going to be a bunch of kids that are going to do that. We got Jack Walsh has been performing really well in a couple of GV games, and so many other guys. But yeah, as a senior, it feels like, especially as a starter for a couple of years, it feels like I've been here for a long time, and I just want to cement my legacy as well as our seniors' legacy is cement our legacy really on Westwood football, and that's this year. So
yeah. In the end, a couple blowout games this year. Does the coaches put in people like JV people to get looks for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't stop recording our film when the varsity comes out. We record everything. That's why it's recorded, because the JV guys, they got to get their exposure. They're playing. They're really playing every day. They're really playing against varsity guys every day. So you could say that they get a lot of experience. But that game experience is important for them, and we've been fortunate to have a couple of those games where they've been able to play a lot. And yeah, absolutely, I think that experience will definitely translate to next year. So.
Yeah. Robbie, let's look forward to this week's game versus Ramsey. Ramsey's below 500 this year with a negative point differential, and last year Westwood blew them out 38-14. Is this one of the lighter games on the Cardinals' schedule?
Absolutely not. Ramsey has a bunch of very, very talented kids. Much respect to their coach, Coach Bear. I saw him a couple of times in the offseason. He's a very good coach over there. He really changed their program around. A couple of years ago, you could add on to the Ramsey last year. I think they were 7-2, 8-2 last year. So they were a solid team last year, and the year before, I think they were undefeated. So they have a very good program over in Ramsey, a bunch of studs, and a really, really good head coach. So Friday is not going to be a light game at all. And if we're not in our A game, anything could happen. So.
So I want to switch gears a little bit here. So when us and WCTV, when we're up in the booth, covering the games, do you guys ever give any thought to that, that you're on camera or anything?
Absolutely. We love that you guys are there. A lot of the guys, including myself, I know I watch it every Saturday morning. It's out. I'm watching the game. I'm watching the broadcast, of course. John and Larry, I see them pregame. It almost seemed like family, because they're at all the games, and it's really cool, to hear your name on the broadcast, and then Mr. Pinto, the commentator, all that stuff. It just adds on to the excitement and the full enjoyment you get for being a Westwood football player. So
yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Robbie, I'd like to thank you for coming out. Be sure to vote for him for NorthJersey.com's Player of the Week. Once again, this has been Robbie Carcich, starting quarterback for the Westwood Cardinals. I'd like to thank everyone at WCTV for kind of green lighting this show. I had a lot of fun with it today, and we're gonna try to make this a weekly thing here at WCTV. On that note, I'd like to thank Rick for coming out to record this in the switcher. He was a big part of getting this going this week. So I'm Paul Hackey, and you are watching The Paul Hakimian Show on WCTV, the all-volunteer cable access group from the Township of Washington. Take care now.